What is this place? Trapped? Pulled us into a world of its own making. Which means an attack is coming next. Voices coming from dark matter. Stop. Please, just stop. Throw your lives away. Tree of Life is dying. This planet will be consumed by the sun. The world is ending. We won't let it. We aren't going anywhere. You heard that, right? It said that the Tree of Life is dying. Which means... Moni, look there, on the other side of dark matter. It's probably the Tree of Life, wouldn't you say? Isn't it supposed to show the whole... Oh, maybe it doesn't show the whole outline yet? Maybe I'm misremembering things because it's been a hot second. Gasp. There, in that tree's trunk. That light. Tree of Life isn't as dead as dark matter might want us to believe. We can still make it. Ronia, aim for that mass in the center of dark matter. I'm honestly not sure how to defeat this thing, but our scarves were made to beat dark matter. This is why we're here. So if we just ram it with all we've got, maybe something will happen. Hold on, everyone. Well, definitely. Definitely. Defeat dark matter. I swear it. Harmonia, let's go. Alright, it's final battle time. But yeah, I'm used to it looking like this. But maybe it does that afterwards. I don't think I can reach you right now. I think we're one tile away. But we do conveniently have... I still can't learn it. I do still have this. So just pounce wand over here. And we're here. Okay. Dark matter takes aim and strikes. Ow. Didn't actually hit as hard as I honestly thought it would there. So let's go ahead and do this and then say... I don't know what's going to do the most damage. There's a chance of confused with Psy Beam. I don't actually know if we can confuse dark matter, but hey. Wow, we paralyze you. Oh. Well, it bought us a turn, which is really good RNG so far. So, thank you kindly, game. Wow, get confused. Go down surroundings. Ow. This is fine. This is fine. We're good. Just keep on spamming the things. Does confusion even do anything to dark matter? Like, really? Oh, well, there goes my toughness Emera. So yeah, you can use Emeras here, but I have one more toughness. You have nothing. So yeah, it's not like you get that many Emeras coming up to here. So you typically aren't gonna get anything all that useful unless you just get really good RNG. I mean, getting 2 toughnesses is pretty good. That saves me a couple of reviver seeds. No. I didn't think that you would do status conditions. I didn't really bring anything to help that. I just kind of have to wait for you to fall now. And hope that you don't attack me before that point. Yeah, so I can't alliance, right? Yeah, it just kind of cancels it. Okay. Well, let's just hope that you go down. Yes, this is the time to use Energy Seed, I think. I would say. Burn Guard prevents burns. Wow! The random Burn Guard that I had that I forgot to trash to see if it could turn into a different Emera. Wait, no, I'm gonna mix up with a different one. This was my effect boost that got changed into a Burn Guard that actually saved me from a burn that dark matter would have put on me. Amazing. Wow. You know, it's kind of ironic that this being of pure darkness wants to throw the world into the sun, which generates the most light in the solar system. Nah. I mean, the planet itself will go into complete darkness if it doesn't exist. And all that, I'm sure. Oh, come on. Smack. No. I want you to go down so that we can use the Reviver Seed and then you're no longer confused. All right, Tiny Reviver Seed. There's the first one. The first one of many. Nice. Sure, I'm surprised that I don't get the choice of using a Oran Berry. But here, sure. Use the energy seeds. And then smack. Critical hit. Okay, just keep on smacking. Keep on smacking this dude. You have so much health. I love that repeated use of the leitmotif. We actually did it. Wow, Luigi. Managed to damage it. Just a little bit more now. Bit more. It'll break into pieces. Harmonia. Yarg! Stop. Leave me alone. No. Don't want it to disappear. Stop it! One more. This'll do it. Oh, what? It suddenly got darker. Wait. Does that mean heat from the Tree of Life? It's gone out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there is supposed to be the full outline there. It must just be a weird thing with my HD textures. I can feel it. I can feel it now. The Tree of Life is running out of energy. The Tree of Life will die at last. Looks like you failed. The Tree of Life has withered completely. This is the will of the universe. You've got no choice but to accept it. No, dark matter is regenerating itself. Oh! Our evolutions, power being stripped away. Oh, you never know when consumpation's gonna hit. What is this? I'm done doing yargs. I've already made enough of a fool of myself. And O's, I think, too. One complaint. Why do they just stand there and take it up? Oh. I lied about being done with O's. Can't breathe it. Turn back. All our power. You who would defy me. All the Pokémon who allied themselves with you and your cause are now stone. What? Now there is no one left who can stop the Tree of Life's ascension. Give up. This universe created me. The darkness in your heart. The universe wants this planet to collide with the sun. Look at you. Compared to the universe, you are too small to do anything. You are too weak. What can such small, weak creatures do? Nothing. So give up. All you can do is feebly struggle on. Yveltal! A whole bunch of southern Heons! Nestle, beat him! Sure, I am sorry, Harmonia. And apologies to you too, Plexus. Hope this will make up for some of my wrongs. No, y'all ain't likely to forgive me for what I've done to you in the past. Still.
You? Are you not the pawns I controlled? Weak-hearted creatures.
Indeed, the weakness within our hearts brought this moment upon us. That is why we now fight. Yveltal! Ammonia, Klexos, I just want you to know that I... Beat him!
Oh, dark matter sure goes a lot.
Klexos. Ammonia, don't worry about me. I've got to strike at dark matter.
Why do you struggle so? You are too late. Everything will end. You have lost your evolved forms. Your strength. Even your allies. All that remains to you now are those scarves that do no more than save you from being turned to stone. What else is there for you here? Tell me, what else do you still have?
What do we still have? Do we have anything? Isn't there anything? There's nothing. I've lost everything. There's nothing left. Is there to even fight for anymore? Lost. Ammonia. Sos. Don't. Harmonia. Don't give up. I'm not giving up. Klexos. That's right. I still have something. There's something right here. Something worth fighting for.
What are you?
It is useless. What can such a weak blow do to me? Do you see how weak you have become? You are weak, useless, powerless. You can do nothing. How can you not see it? Monia, no matter what, don't give up. What? Don't y'all give up. Don't give up.
Why? How? Turned you all into stone, so how?
Don't give up. 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 I hear them. I hear everyone. That's right. We still have one thing going for us. Will to keep fighting. Courage to keep going, no matter what. Courage our allies have given us. It doesn't matter that they've turned to stone. They're still with us in spirit. All the Pokémon yet living in this world. Many Pokémon who still haven't been turned into stone. They're still out there. They're near or far. And they still want to live in peace. No, that's what they're wishing for now. And that's why. There's no way we two are giving up. It's Doesn't matter how weak we are. Doesn't matter how powerless we seem. As long as we can still fight. Can't stop! I'll never give up. Yeah, there's usually the outline, but the custom textures are doing something to break it, so use your imagination there. That's supposed to look a whole lot cooler. We're not finished yet. Let's go. Time for one of my favorite final battle themes in video game history here. I am once again not right next to you, so I need to go ahead and do that really quickly. And we're here. Time to burn through reviver seeds like crazy. Because yeah, normally the tree is supposed to look like this, but for whatever reason, I guess the HD textures I'm using just don't include that tree. All right, well, that's relatively easy to dodge. I'm worried that if I go for an alliance, our positions might potentially change, and I don't really want to risk it here. Yeah, best song in the game alert. Now I'm doing so little damage. Thank goodness you charged up for like 3 years. You just file that one 3 business days in advance. All right, and the effects are so cool. And then there's the partners theme. Remix into a final battle theme. You'd love to hear it. All right, fine. Do status conditions, as long as it's not poison. Who cares? Yeah, I love this theme so much. I'd love to learn how to play this on guitar or piano one day. I think that'd be amazing. When you actually hit us, I'm fairly certain you one-shot us, like with everything. But I'm getting really lucky right now, and you're just not doing anything. Also, now that I am pre-evolved, it has occurred to me. Yup, there it is. What'd I tell you? You ready to burn through reviver seeds? Like there's no tomorrow? Also, think about my items. Really? So the fully evolved forms can, but the pre-evolved forms can. I'm gonna do it. It's a joke about how the devs could reuse this music for PMD5 and 50% of the PMD fan base would not know because people dismiss this game and never play it for some reason. It boosts your attack. Yeah, let's see here. Can we use Attract on Dark Matter? I have a Pounce Wand. Who cares? Like, I know normally you're supposed to just slowly walk up and then navigate the hazards that are about to be on the field that Dark Matter starts charging up, but I just don't really need to worry about that. So yeah, here it comes. Oh, we're good already from the get-go. Watch this. Hold on. So, move settings. Let's say I just use... Don't use these ones. Can you use Attract on Dark Matter? That is what I want to know. I mean, I guess I could have just done that with the Alliance. Well, I don't want our positions to change. Like, I don't think they would, but they might, so... Wait. The dark matter that is charging up power endured the infatuated status. Yes, I also English. Okay. Oops, that's the wrong thing there. Alright, so do that again shortly. But for now, how about you do these ones? So, just in case you would get confused with the dark matter that isn't charging up power, just to make sure you can differentiate the two. The text box had to make that differentiation. Wow, you just charge up like forever. I guess because you knock us away. And then the player's meant to kind of find a way back among that, but Pounce Wand just completely negates that. So, I mean, evaded all attacks. So, let's say I were to... Just in case the charge is the thing that does it. Let's see here. You can get Dark Matter to fall in love with you. Whoa, it didn't one-shot me. I should go buy a lottery ticket. Holy crap. Yeah, sure. Oh, I got us mixed up. I thought I was the one at lower HP. I guess it doesn't really matter. Oh, well. Well, I can infatuate you. It just doesn't last very long. But that is still really funny. All right, this is my last Force Palm for now. Okay, whoa. How the fuck did Clusters raise the physical manifestation of hatred? Just an unbelievable amount of Riz. Okay, I don't care. Whee! Oh yeah, you can't do that if you're doing that. Hold on. So go back to doing this. I can't believe you use Attract on Dark Matter. I never would have thought of that. So, wait, this is super effective? What type are you? The fact that that's a thing, so then God is bisexual. Maybe. Maybe. Because, I mean, does this God even have a gender? Like, what if, like, because Klexos is, oh, I'll be able to get my PP back for Force Palm that way. Because I selected cute at the beginning of the game, that means that Klexos is canonically female. So maybe Dark Matter identifies as male and is straight, or would Dark Matter be genderless? Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have used my regular Reviver Seed because I can't use these other things right now anyway. Wow, that was like nothing. That's okay. Nom. Also, I can Riz you up again, can't I? This is also really convenient positioning considering we're not both in, oh, never mind. We are both in mowing range. I'm about to say, does that only hit like 3 tiles in a line in front? Nope. Let's see here. I know that Fennekin line has a large fan base, but rizzing up a hatred given physical form is crazy. Yeah, it's no wonder so many people on the internet are friggin' crazy about this Pokemon. Which, I gotta set the record straight, that's not why I chose this Pokemon. I chose this Pokemon because it's a friggin' fox and the fox is adorable. Not for reasons like some on the internet might do. Just to clarify here. Get that out there. Here, I'll do this, sure. We're on either side now. Dark Matter's infatuated. Doesn't last very long. Wow, you missed! Let's do it again. I mean, I would be able to just use an Oran Berry if I'm not doing this, but hey, it's funny. Alright, yeah, you just heal from it immediately. But again, it's so funny. Wow, you just can't do anything to her now, can you? Even if the infatuation wears off immediately, you still can't get her. It's like the best Dark Matter RNG I've ever seen in my life. Well, everyone after Explores is bisexual, so maybe Explores is just, wait. What do you mean everyone after Explores is bisexual? Is this like a thing? Wait, what? I don't understand the second sentence. All right, Pounce Wand. All right, do that. You still have time to skedaddle. Hold on. And then, here. Chill out on the Riz. Dark Matter is otherwise preoccupied now. But yeah. Oh, gender only exists in Explores. Oh yeah, that. I remember what you're saying now. I remember that we chatted about that during a previous stream. It's all coming back to me. Gosh dang it, accuracy. Okay, well. I wonder if anyone's ever gotten hit by this attack. I do wonder here. I've beaten all attacks. Okay, wow, amazing. Amazing news. Do I want to do the Alliance? I forgot what it was called for a hot second. Wow. Get absolutely wrecked. Okay, or maybe not. Okay, come on. Come on. The grass content is only placed in the PMD verse where the concept of gender is properly understood. Did it. We actually did it. I think that's probably the least Reviver Seeds I've ever used during a Dark Matter battle. Like, what the heck even? That was amazing. Is that Dark Matter's true core? Monia, I know. Just have to strike it there. Are you sure about this? What? Look at all of creation. You beings, those like you. You'll only do it again. Do it again? Do what?
I am the darkness within the hearts of all creation, within all Pokémon. All your hatred and all your pain. That is of what I am made. If you break me here, the fragments of all that hatred and pain will be sent flying everywhere. It will run rampant in the world again. Negativity will take root across the world. It will flourish and grow. It will grow even larger and stronger than it is now. Until I am revived once more in some future generation. I am dark matter. I have always been. I always will be. I've switched around my words there, but whatever. I can never be extinguished. So, we can't really defeat dark matter. We'll just be making it stronger, so that I can strike again, worse than ever, at some poor future Pokemon. Dark matter is made from our negativity, so we can't ever erase it completely. But if we do nothing now, this planet will be drawn into the sun. Then, what do we do? If you strike me down here and now, if you break my body into pieces, you will be the ones responsible for my return. Is that a responsibility you want? Could you bear that guilt?
No problem.
You would still strike me down?
You bet your silly sphere I would. Okay, Harmonia. Finally get it. I understand now. When you really think about it, you, me, dark matter, even our planet. We were all born right here in the same universe, right? And yeah, everybody has some jealousy and hate in them, but that's just one side of you. You've got your good side and your bad side, and even more sides than that. They're all part of you. They're all part of who we are. They can't be denied. We can't just brush them away. So, dark matter, I'm okay with you being around.
You... what?
I accept you.
What? What are you saying? I'm negativity itself. I'm the darkness within your heart.
Come on, it's not that hard to get. Like I said, that's a part of us. You are a part of us. You belong here with us.
What?
And I accept you. You know, I think it was only during my playthrough 6 years ago that it was pointed out to me that very faintly there is text that says, "Thank you." And I've never noticed that in previous playthroughs before that point, and it's a really nice touch. And even knowing to look for it this time, I see still how easily missable it is. Yeah, I would love to save my game, as a matter of fact. Yes, indeed. It couldn't have been done without Calixos' W-Riz. Amazing. It's the end of the game! Leave me alone! Final chapter. An end to beginnings. If I can type that in really quickly to my thingamabob here. I'm surprised it doesn't give final chapter during the actual final boss battle. But I'll type it in here really fast. Like that. Except take out some spaces because I put in a bit too many. Where are we? Huh? Isn't this... Harmonia, wake up! Hurry! Wait, it can't be. Harmonia, don't go! Don't go into the light, Harmonia! Ow. Harmonia, thank goodness. You can't be worried there. Exos. But where are we? Just look, Harmonia. Is that... We're celebrating Pride Month. Could it be? It's going to be. It's the Tree of Life. It really is the Tree of Life. I've only seen it withered and dying, so it's hard to recognize, but it's gotta be how the Tree of Life is supposed to look. Never imagined it would be so beautiful. Pretty spiffy, isn't it? All the different colors. This is the way it should be. I'm sure of it. Oh, what's that? Coming right at us. It's the meteor from PMD1. Kaboom. Oh, somebody popped out of the light. Who are you? My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I am Xerneas. I am the Tree of Life. You are the Tree of Life? Yes, the Tree of Life made incarnate. This is Primeval Forest. As you can see, the Tree of Life has revived. This is all due to the actions of you two. Then, what happened to dark matter? It's gone. Its darkness did not fall on this world. It found peace at last. It turned into a gentle light, which faded into nothingness. As a result, this world is no longer being drawn in toward the sun. That means... Yes, the world has been saved by you two. We thank you. Melodia. I know, Klexos. You did it. You really did it. You gotta love the backflip. We did it! Wait, who did this? I don't remember. Klexos Harmonia, watch out! I love the impact crater. Owie, owie, ow. Seriously? I told you just slow it down. What do you think would happen at that speed? Hachi, and Celebi too. And also, these characters, along with a lot of the other population of the planet, were very briefly turned to stone during the dark matter battle. Obviously not everyone, because we saw, like, hey, there's some Pokemon that still haven't been turned to stone. But clearly, a lot of the planet was turned to stone. So, I'm just now thinking about this. I never had this thought before. But all these Pokemon that have now basically had, like, a brief glimpse into hell. Like, how many of them are gonna need to go to therapy now? Since they experience, like, 15 minutes in the place where they're getting hunted down by the void shadows that want to gloop them up to do who knows what. Like, and then after about 15 minutes, they're back into the real world. And it's like, what an experience that's gotta be. I don't think that ever comes up, but realistically, what an experience that would be for so much of the population. How scarred so much of the population would have to be after that. Just couldn't wait to give you and Klexos a big ol' hug. I may have underestimated my speed a bit, but it's fine. Because you did it, Klexos, Harmonia. Aren't you the wish Pokemon? Couldn't we have just wished for everything to be a-okay from the get-go? You two are amazing. I wasn't sure you'd really be able to do it, but you did. Srirachi and Celebi, even though you just admitted that you doubted us. Traitor. But how did you even know? Arceus told everyone what happened. Arceus did? Yeah. He sent a message out to all the Pokemon in the world. He said that the planet was safe now. And wow, that's gotta be scarring as well. Like, everyone just starts suddenly hearing a voice in their head immediately after. And the darkness that had been covering the world has been swept away. And the sun is back to the way it should be. Everyone is ecstatic and celebrating.
I mean, presumably, it's the planet that's back to normal. Like, I presume that the sun's position would be the thing that remains static, and the planet is the thing that changed and was going closer to the sun before. So it's not that the sun changed, unless everyone here thinks that, like, the sun rotates around the Earth, or something like that. If that's the level of understanding that we're at here, whatever.
I had no idea. Well, now you do. That's why I was so happy that I just wanted to grab you up and squeeze you until you died. Huh? Why did you dodge? Because you always go too fast, Jirachi. It would hurt to be hit at that speed. It's not a hug. That's a body slam. Really? Yeah. I'm glad you're so happy, but I don't think I need a body slam to prove it. Ah!
Huh? That's curious. I was just about to envelop Klexos in my fond embrace, but Klexos seems to have disappeared? Ampharos. Oh, it isn't my Harmonia. Now Harmonia has disappeared as well.
Perhaps you should look behind you, Ampharos.
Spur. Harmonia, you did it. I imagine it was no easy thing to defeat dark matter as you did. You protected our world. You did a fine job. But where's Klexos? Did Klexos go somewhere?
Behind you, Ampharos.
Also, at first I thought Xerneas' body was, like, glitching out a little bit. I didn't say anything about it, but I see that that's now, like, an intended effect. Oh? What are you doing, Skullcamp out back there? Was the battle so exhausting?
No, I believe it is only because you ran into Klexos not so long ago.
It actually wasn't that exhausting. I barely used any reviver seeds. What? What?
You really never know where you are or where you're going, do you?
Never mind how you managed to barrel someone over and just keep on walking. Klexos, forgive me. I offer my most sincere apologies. Are you alright?
Yeah, I'll survive. I was just playing dead so you wouldn't hit me again.
Pack Chief, did a fine job, Klexos. You beat dark matter.
Thanks, Ampharos. This is pretty nice. Praise me a bit more. I did a really good job. Oops, give an inch and some people will take a mile, huh? Do you remember that it was only because of our efforts that the Tree of Life was stopped from flying right off the planet, right?
What? Didn't earlier they say that the Tree of Life has already left the planet? Like, we can't catch it because it's already left the planet, and now they're saying that it's due to them that it didn't leave the planet? Like, make up your mind. Are we counting its position that it was at as having left the planet or not?
Yeah, I won't forget that. It was thanks to you all that this world was saved. That's why everyone's so happy right now. So just keep pouring it on. We saved the whole world. It's amazing. Do you know how amazing it is? To you, Harmonia? I guess we should be praising you a bit more too, huh, Harmonia?
Huh? Me?
Looks like Harmonia is not as accustomed to all the attention. I'm not that fond of Klexos' preening, but I am glad. So very glad that you both made it back. Spur. Oh, that's...
So, is that the expedition gadget ringing? They all take out their gadgets.
Can anyone hear me? Dedenne? Is that you, Dedenne?
Okay, I wasn't sure whose voice that was there.
Klexos? You're alright then. Thank the stars. And Harmonia? What about Harmonia?
Alive and kicking, right here with us. We are all in primeval force now.
Oh, Chief!
Yes, your hardworking chief is here, as is Jirachi. We are all fine.
Get him, Dedenne. If you're calling us like this, then... That's right, I'm not turned to stone anymore. Everyone that explored the prehistoric ruins is back to normal. Wild, Bimblebee, Weasel. And I managed to get hold of Arkin a little while ago. Oh, and I managed to get hold of Arkin a little while ago. He's up on Revelation Mountain. I tried to reach Swirlex, but she was too busy stuffing herself with perfect apples to talk. Everyone's okay. That's all thanks to you, Klexos and Harmonia. Thank you both so much. That's great. It's really great to hear. Back then, Today, don't worry about us. Get out of here, for our sakes. Couldn't save you. Don't apologize for that. You fought so hard for all of us after that, and that's why we can still talk together like this. So, Chief, we're all headed back to Society headquarters now.
Got it. We'll all celebrate back at headquarters when we're home together.
Yes, sir. I'll see you there. Beep boop. So the other Pokemon who were turned to stone should all be back to normal. That means that Entei and Latias and all the rest of them are fine. And everyone in the village. My old pops. I'm so glad. Oh man, I can't hold it in anymore.
Oops. You must have had to bottle up many emotions to make it this far. You just take your time, child. As for the rest of you, I would say it's about time we all head home. Back to Lively Town. So, Harmonia and the other Expedition Society members returned to Lively Town. Upon their return, they were welcomed with overwhelming congratulations and thanks. The various members, who had been separated for so long, were reunited at last. With the world saved, together they shared their joy and gratitude. Several days later, Esper, thank you. We owe you a great deal for all your help.
That's quite all right. You gave me a place to be when I had nowhere left to go. I should be thanking you.
You be careful on your way home. And the same goes for you, Klexos and Harmonia.
Yep. Thanks for giving us the time off to go visit Ampharos.
What, time off? Are we actually getting paid here or something? Give our best to the good people of Serene Village. I mean, I guess we're getting lodgings and food.
They will. Then we'll be off now.
I love the waving animation for Ampharos.
Take care.
It's so fast for Dedenne.
Enjoy yourselves.
Thanks to the world's being at peace, and to the good offices of the Chief of the Expedition Society, of course. Plexos and Harmonia took a bit of time off from exploring in order to return home to Serene Village. The plan had always been for Esper to return home to the village. And although they knew that the villages were safe and things were back to normal, they still could not help worrying. So they decided to return home for a short visit. First time that I stood here and saw a lively town with my own eyes. It all seems so new and exciting. Looking at it now, that memory seems like it was a really long time ago. Goodness, everyone returned back to normal after being turned to stone. Harmonia, Plexos, I know I've said it before, but thank you for saving our world. It is a mysterious thing, isn't it? I first heard that Harmonia was a human all that long time ago in the village. Think that it was actually an incredible ancient Pokemon. Wait, did I think that it was actually an incredibly ancient Pokemon? I was about to say, that called Harmonia to this world. Heard that Harmonia had fought dark matter before in the ancient past. No, I know what you mean. I was shocked too when I heard about it from Celebi, about Mew and all that stuff. I can't really say anything about it, since I don't remember that time myself. It doesn't matter whether you remember it or not. You did your duty, Harmonia. Both in the past, and now again. Whenever the world needed you, Harmonia. You answered the call and came to save us from the dangers that had befallen us. You are our hero, Harmonia. I hope you don't ever forget that. That's right. Harmonia's my hero too. So go on, Harmonia. Show some pride. See? Like this. Stop, Plexos. Just stop. I hate it when you make that face.
Why?
Thanks, Esper. And you too, Plexos. Huh? Wait a second. If I came to this world a long time ago in the past, then
I must have gone back to the human world after battling dark matter, right? Probably because I'd done what I came here to do. But we got rid of dark matter, and now the world is at peace again. So, what is going to happen to me? Now that I've done my duty, what will happen to me? I guess I'll be going back to the human world and leaving this place. I might have to say goodbye to everyone. Huh? What is it, Harmonia? You're being a stick in the mud. You seem deep in thought. Is there something on your mind? Yeah? Well, okay then, as long as you're fine. Now, let's get going. Can't wait to see everybody again. Through valleys, over mountains. Plexos, Harmonia, and Esper made their way back to Serene Village. And at last... We're here, Serene Village. What do you think? Will everyone be blown away to see us back? Everybody, we're back. Huh? Everyone's gone? What could have happened? Harmonia, Plexos, Esper, from everyone! Welcome home! Oh, welcome home, you guys. Do you all know we were even coming right now? Oh god, at this point, it's been so long since we've been here, I don't even remember what voice I was doing for Pancham anymore in this playthrough. All I remember is my 2018 Cyrus voice that I was doing for him. Because now I'm gonna always remember that. And I have no idea what tone I was giving to him before. So I guess Esper told us. We are back to being Cyrus from Octopath Traveler, I guess. Esper, you did. And we all decided to surprise you. Seriously. I can't believe you left us out of the loop like that. Well, I did. It only seemed natural when Deerling first mentioned it. Even if Esper hadn't told us, though, we all knew you were coming back. Don't underestimate the power of Kecleon Shop's information network. We know your deepest, darkest secrets. In any case, you have done the village proud. Plexus and Harmonia, you two saved our whole world, after all. I knew you could do it. I knew all along that it was all because you had a great teacher like me to guide you. Oh, I don't know. I think you might be wrong on that front, Vice Principal. Plexos, Harmonia, thank you. Yes, we sure do thank you. You two have really grown up to be pretty fantastic. If I'm being perfectly frank, I'd had my doubts about you. Wow, so many people had doubts, huh? At this point, this is like the third or something person that said it by now, right? Sorry for underestimating you all this time. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much. Everybody. So glad you're all back to normal. Oh, but where's Mr. Nuzleaf? Nuzleaf? You mean he came back to this village? Yes, though he didn't do much to announce his presence. Or that was what I had heard anyway. Nuzleaf left. Pops! He went all around the village, apologizing to everyone good and proper. But in the end, after what Nuzleaf had done, he couldn't bear to face Harmonia again. So he left, not long ago. I think that Mr. Nuzleaf was very sincere in regretting what he did. We don't hold anything against him. He was being controlled by another, after all. He was hardly to blame for his actions. He was being controlled by another? He straight up told us in the Tree of Life that he frankly looked down on us, if he was being honest. Though he couldn't yet face Harmonia, he did say they would be back again someday, without fail. He wanted me to tell you that, Harmonia. Time can heal most things, even if some hurts seem insurmountable at first. Would you see fit to wait for him? Nuzleaf. Pops, you're really okay? I was worried about you, you know? Yes, child. You know, when I think on it now, in all the years we've shared, I don't believe I've once told you how proud I am of you. We may not share blood. I know you thought for a while that I just got around in my younger years, but I insist we do not share blood. That's no excuse for me to not be a better parent. Forgive me. You did good, Plexos, and I thank you for it.
Pops.
Plexos. Alright, everybody. Let's all hear it for Plexos and Harmonia. Hip hip hooray! And there was much rejoicing. And so, Plexos and Harmonia were heaped with praise and thanks. Not only were the villagers thrilled to see the world at peace once again, they were also curious to know about what had happened around the world. So, everyone gathered together at old Caracosta's home. Every last Pokémon in Serene Village. To hear Plexos recount the tale of their greatest adventure yet. And that's how we learned that Harmonia had come to this world way back in the past and fought alongside the ancient Pokemon Mew against Dark Matter. And at the end of their battles, Dark Matter was stopped, wasn't it? Right, yeah, it was stopped by something. Because the stars were, what was it about the stars? Come on, don't leave us hanging now. The tale became even more exciting in the telling, thanks to everyone's good humor. And a fine time was had by all. When the party finally broke up late that night, everyone went their separate ways, each returning to their own home. Except for Harmonia, who had nowhere to go but the empty house Nuzleaf had left. Instead, Harmonia stayed the night in the warm home Plexos had grown up in. And Caracosta was all too happy to have them both home again. Plexos's room. It's been so long since I was last here. Alright, bed's all made. Wasn't today such a blast, Harmonia? Now I'm exhausted. Maybe I talked too much. I can't stay up another minute. I'm calling it a night. Sleep tight, Harmonia. Plexos really was tired, huh? And it really was a fun day. I wonder how long these fun times can continue. These happy days with Plexos and everyone. I wonder when I'll have to leave. I can't remember what happened in the past, so I have no idea how long I was here for then. I guess I'm pretty tired too. I think I'll just lie down for a bit. Oh yeah, I guess what I should really be wondering about is not when I'll have to leave, but whether I want to. I love this world. I want to stay with Plexos and everyone else I've met. That's right. I don't want to leave. I've got to try to find a way that I can stay here in this world. There has to be a way. I'll start looking for it tomorrow. A way to stay. That's not the way this guy's normally supposed to look. It's a beautiful morning. Harmonia's still out like a log, but I feel up and ready to go. I guess I'll just go for a little walk of my own. Huh? What's that light? Looks like it'll land over on the hill with the big tree. Pops! Hey, Pops, get a look at this! Huh? Plexos is gone already. I wonder where. Yeah, we're in the final chapter here. Whoa, well, that didn't last long. Oh, Harmonia. Morning. You must have been tuckered out. You've slept half the morning away. What's that? You want to know where Plexos has gone off to? Last I heard, Plexos is planning to pop over to the hill with the big tree. I keep on wanting to say the tree with the big hill for some reason. I don't know why. The hill with the tree? The tree with the hill? That sure brings back memories. Maybe I'll wander up there myself. Well, but yeah. Let's see here. And yeah, lots of apocalypses in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon world, as it would seem. Yeah, the thing is that he was in control, at least to some extent. He didn't become an extension of dark matter until right before the end. Okay. Interesting. Also, I love how Caracosta is like, you did good. If my kid ended up saving the world, I'd be over the moon. I'd be bragging about how my kid saved the world for the rest of my life. Oh, so your kid just graduated? Yeah, my kid saved the world. You know, I saw Klexos a little while ago again, running off toward the large tree up on the hill. Morning, Harmonia. You're up early today. Thought I just slept half the morning away. It's just said, who are you? Morning, little Harmonia. Who are you? What? Didn't you want to see me? Good morning, Harmonia. I just kind of want to see what people say. Huh? Where's that Klexos? I think Klexos is always with you. Well, I mean, oh, if it isn't Harmonia. Morning. Did you sleep well last night? Can I push you into the water? Imagine. Who are you? Morning. You sure wake up early. Caracosta sure didn't seem to think so. Harmonia. Another fine day today. Before that, I should go check out the tree with the big hill, as I'm just gonna start saying unironically now. I'm just curious if it would let me go anywhere. Yeah. Hold on. I'm just curious here. Can I go into anyone's homes? I can! Really? Oh, good morning. On your own today? Morning, Harmonia. All these good mornings. Oh, your kid just got his PhD in astrophysics? Mine just rizzed up a physical manifestation of hatred and negativity and saved the world. The amount of rizz. Yeah, the empty house here. Well, I'll pop in here. Good morning, Harmonia. I just remembered. I saw Klexos go running past my house earlier. I would have thought you'd be together. There's a big crack in your floor over here. Might want to get that looked into. In my opinion. I should go say hi to not Giratina. It's like a place you're not supposed to go into. Well. Klexos. Ah, morning, Harmonia. Harmonia. Come on over. It feels nice under the clouds. It's true. Now that I think about it, we were sitting here under the clouds just like this. You remember? Back when we first met, you and I came up to this hill, and I told you about my dream. I remember. This is where I gave you that scarf, too. This is where Amfrost let us become Junior Expedition Society members. This is where we decided to leave the village and set out together. There's so many memories up here. It's true. I remember so many times. It's no wonder, though. This is a great spot. The wind feels so nice up here. I really want to stay in this world. That's it. Klexos. So Harmonia told Klexos what was coming. Harmonia. And how the role that Harmonia had come to play in this world had come to an end. Before long, it would be time to return to the human world. And yet Harmonia wished to stay right here, in this world. And so they needed to find a way for Harmonia to stay. So Harmonia explained to Klexos on that day, there on the tree with the big hill. Gosh dang it! Why? I wasn't even trying to say it as a joke that time. My brain just, whatever. And anything else. I want to stay here with you, Klexos. Don't ever want to say goodbye. Thank you. Thank you, Harmonia. Klexos? Harmonia. Do you know why I came here? I saw a light falling here, onto this hill. That light is actually Xerneas. Xerneas? When he found me here, Xerneas said that he was here to wake me. Xerneas came to wake Klexos? He said he'd promised me. Why would Xerneas promise me something like that? And when, even? It all seemed like some kind of weird joke. But when I touched Xerneas' horns, I understood. I remembered. Harmonia. The truth is, I'm Mew. But Mew? That Mew? The one who... Yeah. Back when Celebi told me that he thought this battle would be my battle to fight, I knew somehow that he was right. It was like something just clicked. Although, I had no idea what it meant then. But once I touched Xerneas, I finally got it. In my previous life, I was Mew. In a previous life? Harmonia, we met a long time ago. Way longer than you can even imagine. And when we fought, way back then in the past, we defeated dark matter, thanks to the stars aligning just right. Or, that's what we thought. That wasn't really true. Harmonia, you and Mew defeated dark matter using all your strength. But it's no good to just defeat dark matter. All the hatred inside dark matter rained down upon the world, so that dark matter would be reborn in the distant future. And it was. It's like dark matter told us in this battle. In other words, the last time we defeated dark matter, we actually failed. You messed up. I messed up. So I was prepared to take responsibility. I sent my own spirit into the future to be born as Klexos. Klexos, you... Harmonia, it wasn't the Behem that made you lose all of your memories. It was me. I, or Mew, erased your memories. It was what you agreed to before you came to this world. I agreed to having my memories erased? We'd made all those plans, like stealing the luminous water and all that. But I realized, if we just depended on what we already knew, we'd just repeat the same mistakes. We couldn't win like that. Dark matter was born. The negative emotions lurking within ancient Pokémon. Some of those emotions originated from Mew as well. When I accepted dark matter disappeared, along with the part of it that came from Mew. It was my battle. I was fighting to forgive Mew, to forgive myself. The moment that I accepted dark matter, I set in motion my own destruction as a part of dark matter. It's not you who has to go, Harmonia. It's me. Klexos! I asked Xerneas for one more favor. When I remembered everything, I knew I would disappear. But I wanted to at least tell you, Harmonia. I had to explain. I begged him not to make me disappear before I at least got to do that. So, I'm glad he kept his end of the bargain. It's a strange feeling. I'm Mew, but at the same time, I'm not. I'm Klexos too, you know? I'm not the same Mew I was back then. The part of me that is Mew is filled with joy at finally having done what I was meant to do. But the part of me that is Klexos hates that I have to give up on my dreams right when I was just getting started. And hates that I have to say goodbye to you. Just so you know, Harmonia, I really wanted to stay with you too, Harmonia. I actually wanted to stay with you forever. But... Life. Klexos. I guess I'm out of time. Just remember that this world only keeps going because everyone supports one another. They live every day, accepting one another. The one who taught that truth to a self-centered fool like me is you, Harmonia. Klexos. I had a lot of fun. Getting to have a dream. Getting to meet you. Getting to live. Klexos, wait! Thank you. It was all because of you, Harmonia. I'll be fine. I'm always fine, aren't I? So, Harmonia, do me one last favor. Don't you cry. Klexos is... No, can't be. This... Isn't how it was supposed to end. Is this why I chose to forget everything? Did I know that this was the only way things could end? Did I have to forget to be able to go through with it all? For the sake of the Pokemon world. Most of all, Klexos. Klexos! Klexos! there we have it. There's Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, cleared yet again, 6 years later. An end to beginnings. Every single Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, save this one, has the playable character disappear at the end in one way or another. In Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 and 3, in Rescue Team and Gates, it's going back to the human world. Whereas in 2, it's disappearing because of the whole timeline thing. Whereas the final game, if you don't count Rescue Team DX as the final game in the series, subverted expectations by having it be your partner that has to disappear. And literally setting up, I'm gonna go back to the human world, I gotta prepare for that, and then all of a sudden it's not you that has to go, but me. And it does really make you wonder what happened in the timeline so long ago with the original battle for a major part of dark matter to come from Mew. Presumably something that would have helped dark matter originate in the first place, in this being Mew's battle, essentially. And that kind of makes me want a game of that to see what that'd be like, but I doubt that that would ever be happening. And I mean, they would always just make like a new Mystery Dungeon game instead of doing that, right? But yeah, it really is a neat twist on the ending formula, and the whole way that they set it up with your partner having been Mew all along and having set up things to go the way that they did, with the whole memory erasure actually being Mew's hand and things. Even though, as was mentioned in chat there, which it didn't appear on screen because I guess it was during cutscenes a little bit earlier on, where some of that original knowledge could have definitely been helpful, but I guess maybe you can't erase selective memories or something like that, so maybe very, very slight plot hole there, you could say. But yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite games of all time. Both Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers and Super Mystery Dungeon are both easily in my top favorite games, top 5 favorite games of all time, without a doubt. Rescue Team and Gates, maybe not so much. They're pretty good too, but not quite to the same degree. And this is where I left off the playthrough for my 2018 playthrough, is I beat the game, and this was it. This is where I called it. There is an epilogue to try and wrap things up with our hero's story a little bit more, which we will continue, so this is the finale of our main story, but there is still more story to go here. I'm not going to do any of the actual post-game, though. Screw that. I need to be ready to play this game for like the next couple of years if I want to do all the post-game of this. There's so much. But I'll do that epilogue. I'll wrap things up. And during the credits here is usually when I give my full review of any game. So I guess I'll do that again here, even though I've talked about it extensively before. I'll do it one more time because that's what we do here. So how about first off the story? I know that a lot of people didn't really give this game much of a chance because everyone hates how slow of a start it is, and you have to go to school and do all this boring stuff, and it sucks and it's awful, and a lot of people really can't get into it because of that. It's pretty good, but it's hard as fuck. Yeah, that's what the review should be. It do definitely be. This definitely wasn't as hard as I remember it being, because the more I play these games, the better I get at them. And I also just got really good RNG this time. Like, what the heck is up with that? Anyway, a lot of people really criticize the slow start, but the way I see it, it just sets up the most believable connection between the hero, or the playable character, I should say. I would argue that the partner, Kalexos, is actually more of the hero, more of the main character than the playable character is. This is the one Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game where I would argue that the main character is your partner, and you are the lead supporting character. Anyway, the slow start, I believe, just sets up the most believable connection between these two characters in the series. That's how I feel, at least. So, and having so many things happen at this tree, as was discussed in that final cutscene here, where it's like we had so many memories together here doing all these different things before we even set out. And yeah, it might be better if some of the stuff with Pokemon turning to stone did crop up a little bit earlier and cause a little bit more suspense. Like, I do get the criticism for that, but I do think that the little mini adventures that you go on at the beginning, while there's nothing super engaging in terms of like the foes that you take on or the challenges you overcome, I find it engaging enough through like the connection that's being developed between the player and the partner character. And then, as some people would argue, the story really begins when you get to the Expedition Society and start doing things there. And stuff just starts really taking off and going crazy. I like the game's story, but I don't like how the beats are just a legally distinct version of Explorers. Like, they said, hey, remember Explorers? And winked at you. Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what they were going for here, is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 1 came out, it did something very new for Pokemon, and from that perspective, it was good, but compared to like all the other Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, it sucks, and its story, it has like so many issues with it. And they improved that all in Explorers. They were like, in Explorers, let's go hard. They made a kick-ass story. It was amazing. People loved it. And then in Gates, they did something a decent bit different that we'll showcase when we get to Gates on this channel, which I guess will be the next Pokemon Mystery Dungeon playthrough whenever I have time to get to that. And people really didn't like that. I was kind of one of the people that really wasn't a big fan of it. So they were like, okay, people love Explorers. How about we just do that again? And that's what they did. So you've been brought to this world. You get your partner character that you befriend in different means than in Explorers. But after setting out, there's a big bad thing happening. Where in this it's turning to stone, it's the time gears being stolen, and time is stopping in Explorers. So, time is stopping, Pokemon are turning to stone, we gotta do something about that. Let's get help from Dusknoir, or Nuzleaf here. Dusknoir's gonna help us catch Grovyle, and Nuzleaf is going to help us get up Revelation Mountain to find something that's going to help us stop Pokemon being turned to stone. We do the objective that we wanted to do. Oh no, it's a betrayal. Dusknoir betrays us and drags us to the future, a parallel world here. Nuzleaf betrays us and turns us to stone, sending us to a parallel world. And the future segment of Explorers is basically just the Voidlands of this game here. So we fight tooth and nail, and we just barely manage to escape Primal Dialga with Celebi's help. And this, we just barely managed to escape the Void Shadows with the legendary Dog Trio's help. We get back to our world, and then press on towards the, like, true big bad at the end of a tall tower of some sort. So, like, while the stories are very distinct, they have very different themes and very different events, the general story beats and structure of the story, order of events and general things that happen, it's the same story. They're the same picture. So, it would have been neat to have them do something a little bit more distinct, but I assume that they did just look at Explorers after Gates and be like, huh, people liked Explorers, so let's just do that again, but like change the homework a little bit this time. Is what I assume they were going for. And yeah, Gates' story does definitely have its moments, but it does definitely stumble a decent bit at a time. When two spirits meet and go through so much together, they must be drawn back together. They will surely meet again. It looks like it'd be an ending screen to like a Mario and Luigi game by the font. Yes, I will. I will indeed save my game. Save completed, return to the main menu. You have had a great adventure today. Rest before you play more. Okay, this was closer to 27 hours. It ended up being. Yeah, I'm not done with my review, though. There are more things that I do want to say on this game. So, maybe I'll mute it. And maybe I'll just put on the Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon remixes playlist here on Shuffle. Or something like that. So we get a whole bunch of remixes of this game. How about? Let's do that. Let's get a whole bunch of music here. Come on, put the playlist on Shuffle. There we go. And if anyone ever wants to find any of these music playlists, you can always just find them, like, on the bottom shelf of my channel. I have all sorts of playlists for all sorts of different things. And this is one of just Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon remixes. I have one for each Pokemon generation, and then one playlist for each Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and one playlist for just miscellaneous Pokemon stuff. There's a lot of playlists of Pokemon stuff. So you can find exactly the stuff that you're looking for. So, yeah, anyway. I feel like there's the believable bond that's built up between the playable character and the partner character. We end up getting to the Expedition Society, end up doing things there, and the Expedition Society is basically like rebranded Exploration Society? Wait, is it called Exploration Society in PMD2 and then Expedition Society in, it's Expedition Guild, I think, is what it was in PMD2. Like, they're so similar. They're literally just legally distinct, is what's going on there. And, you know, again, it's an interesting cast in this game, same as in PMD2. Well, I know it's called Wigglytuff's Guild, but isn't it called something like the Expedition Guild? Or, I don't know. I don't know. I might be losing my mind. I'm gonna turn this down very, very slightly still. There we go. No, well, whatever. I could have sworn it was. And then with the stuff with Pokemon turning to stone, then it starts to build up a bit more suspense and get you more into it. I do kind of like the betrayal of literally your caretaker through this whole thing has been setting you up and manipulating you. It's like, whoa, I never saw that coming. And it really took me by surprise the first time that I played this game. I was like, what? And of all the kinds of Pokemon to be like twist villains, Nuzleaf, out of all the Pokemon that they could have chosen to be like the one for that role, like Dusknoir, it's the kind of thing where it's like he can look like a spooky, evil looking ghost. But Nuzleaf, it's like, it really takes you by surprise there. And yeah, he's going around turning people to stone and stuff. Nuzleaf is a dark type, and dark is the evil type in Japan. So it all makes sense now. And as was discussed during prior streams, the Voidlands really is a kind of creepy place, because as was mentioned, what happens when those void shadows get you? And like, can you starve there or die of dehydration, or what happens? Are you truly alive? What's going on there? Like, it's just a very hellish kind of place that is very much meant to make you go, wow, no, let's not be here preferably, and not have anyone else be here, because that is kind of awful. And it is good that there was a segment of being sent there so you have an idea of what's going on there, so that when there's segments that show Pokemon being turned to stone, you better understand the ramifications of it. Or the bit where that BM was like, I'm afraid I don't want to be turned to stone, stuff like that, where it's like, you get it. You get why. Otherwise, it would just be like the game saying, hey, take my word for it. So the game showed rather than telling in that sense. So that's good, even if it is kind of similar to Explorers in that sense. And then with the situation with Dark Matter, I think Dark Matter is a really interesting antagonist in this. And even though it's a misnomer, I have no idea how that's pronounced. Dark types are meant to be sneaky and tricksters, so more accurately be the sneaky type. I gotcha. So it all makes perfect sense, Noah. I think Dark Matter is a very interesting antagonist. And one thing that I really like about this story with Dark Matter is the fact that there was a battle previously that you and your partner had battled Dark Matter in the past and failed because Dark Matter was not accepted. Dark Matter was treated as a villain, this awful thing that needs to be destroyed. The negativity and all these awful negative emotions that everyone feels, which was just seen as something that could be overpowered and destroyed by brute force, presumably the first time, and then just scattered, brought back for a future generation, and then you fight again. And the fact that there was like a whole storyline that happened that you're not aware of, or that you just hear bits and pieces of that set up for it, I think that that's really cool, and it creates a lot of intrigue, at least for me, I feel like. And the fact that the solution to defeating Dark Matter is to accept it, to realize that, hey, these negative emotions that we feel, like jealousy and hate, those aren't things that you just power through to get them out of your life. Those are things that will always be present in some way or another. Like, it's all just sides of yourself. It's something that you have to accept. Like, that's not saying to go around being hateful and jealous and be embracing all these negative things, but it's just a part of life. It's not the kind of thing that you're ever going to get rid of completely, and to get rid of that completely, what would the world even look like anymore at that point? Will we know good if there's no evil in that kind of sense? Like, if we want to make that kind of argument, like, it's just kind of natural emotions that you feel. So the approach that's taken to the final boss there, if I accept you, you belong in this world with us, and Dark Matter saying thank you at the end, I do think that it is a really powerful, important message. So the message in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2 is that it's not about how long you live, it's about what you accomplish with your life. Whereas the message in Super Mystery Dungeon is that negative emotions that you feel, you can't just overpower them with sheer strength and then you've conquered them and it's done. Like, you just make it worse for later. Like, if you're feeling something really, really negative and it's like, man, I hate that I'm feeling that way, I'm just gonna try to force it away. You're just gonna bottle it up more. It'll, like, maybe ignore it for a little while, it'll just get more and more bottled up, and then it's gonna come back later even stronger. Like, despite that being the literal sense of what's going on here in the world of Super Mystery Dungeon, that is essentially what happens if you try to, like, really, really bottle things up, get rid of emotions that you don't like by force, or trying to ignore them, overpower them. Where'd my music go? Why did it just stop? YouTube is loading. I'm refreshing. This is a Dark Matter remix. I want to hear it. Let's skip roughly to where we were. This is what I'll do. This is a Kamix remix of Dark Matter. Like, it is an important lesson to take to heart, because if you try to force things out, you're just gonna make it worse later. There is an organic way to deal with these kinds of things, and I feel like this game does a good job of showing, don't try to overpower your negative emotions. It's not going to work. You're just gonna make things worse later. Like how they answered Dark Matter, as long as evil exists in the hearts of man, I shall return. And you and the partner say, okay, cool, but evil and good can and should coexist. L plus ratio. Yeah, pretty much. And I think that's really cool. And I really wish that mainline Pokemon games had anywhere near as good of plots as the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games have. Because these games go hard. And if I ever have the time in the far future, I would love to do video essays, like really tackling the stories and the messages of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, because I do think that what they go for here is really cool. And despite the story format being copy-paste of Explorers, I do like how the general theme and message is at least something different. At least that isn't the exact same, or else I would have been like, man, this all just sucks. So yeah, same story structure as Explorers, but a very different plot being told. And then the twist at the end with Klexos, well, your partner character, being Mew all along, which now it all makes sense why I have Mew here. I think is a really interesting twist there as well, with the whole, hey, we were doing this together. We failed in the past because we tried to overpower this, and this was partially created by me. But like, again, I want to know, what hand did you have in creating Dark Matter? I want to know more about this. I want to know more about this past plot. I don't think the game ever elaborates on that. I would be interested in knowing more about that. But I do think that that's really interesting. And I mean, the whole sending the spirit into the future, do you really need to do that when Celebi can time travel and Mew can literally just transform into different Pokemon? Maybe that was what happened in a weird sense? I don't know. Don't question that part. Yeah, it's funny how mainline Pokemon games have passable stories, if even that. And then Mystery Dungeon goes hard for no reason. Yeah, the Mystery Dungeon games go so hard. But yeah, and then the bit at the end where it's like you're kind of talking to both your partner and Mew now that this character has the memories of both and is kind of reflecting on the journey. And it is, like a lot of other previous Mystery Dungeon games, a sad farewell, as your partner is like, that really sucks that I can't achieve my goals. I really want to see them through, but I am very grateful for what I was able to do here. So thank you for that all. And yeah, it is. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games do like to try and be tearjerkers at the end of all that. It's like the Battle of 1999 in Castlevania, where it's a massive gap in the plot that you really want to know what happened there, but they'll never tell you. I wonder if there's any Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fan games or ROM hacks where someone makes like the prior story. That'd be cool. If I had infinite time, I'd totally do it. I'd totally make it, but I don't have the time, so I don't think that's happening. That would be neat for something like that to exist, though. I think that's all the main things I want to say about the story. Is there any things I'm missing? I'll talk about the epilogue when we get there, because, again, unlike the 2018 playthrough, I'll actually do the epilogue at this time around. The fact that I ended things there and then never came back, that's gotta be, like, so unsatisfying. There is a smidge more. Some other things do happen, so we'll be back with that, and I'll talk about the epilogue after. Alright, I think that's everything that I want to say for the story. If there's anything else that I remember later, then I'll say so. How about next? How about something that's gonna be short, like the art style and the graphics? It's nice, it's charming. It's about as good as like Gates was, using the same 3D models and engine and stuff like that. I do like a lot of the visual effects on things like Dark Matter and the Tree of Life, and the turning to stone beams that come out from Dark Matter, and this that we didn't actually get to see because my custom textures here, I guess, made that not be viewable. I can pull it up on my old playthrough, show what it's supposed to look like. Let's see here. It's gonna take forever to scroll down to the bottom if I just click on the shelf there. So let's go to links in my Discord server, and then click the thing that brings like the full screen thing of the shelf. Hold on, because this was a really early playthrough. So here's all the playthroughs, reverse chronological. Let's scroll down. Load, darn you! Come on. Come on. I've covered a lot of games on this channel. I've covered a lot of video games around here. As we said, SLE3 art styles your least favorite of the PMD art styles. You like the pop-up book style of DX, and you're a sucker for the sprites of the DS games. Honestly, same. Like, it's alright. It's really cool in some places that have cool visual effects, but the ones that are really charming, I agree, are those ones. Here it is, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Now I have in brackets 2018, now that there's 2 different playthroughs. Yeah, and my weird way that I split up parts. Here, The Will of the Universe, this is called, Chapter 22, and there's also Final Chapter, I guess that's part of this, but I didn't cut that into its own part. Hold on. Look at my awful layout here, with like my old hat badge here, and then like just a PNG of my hat. What the hell was I thinking? And then I had Mew there for like the symbolism, because I knew what was going on. And I've used this border for so many years now, but I drew all 4 of these swords myself. Whereas this was just like random PNGs that I slapped together into what I thought would look like a cool face cam border. It wasn't. It doesn't look cool. Here, I'll turn it off and you can see here. Wait, exclamation point words. Harmonious failed at words that many times. That was a command? Wait, is that still here? I'm curious now. Exclamation point words. Whoops, caps is on. It might not matter. Exclamation point words. I might have gotten rid of it then. Because it's been a while since seeing that. Okay. No exclamation point words. Still the same general layout with top screen there, bottom screen there. But like, I didn't have this extend to the borders because I was like, oh, it'll look cooler like this. I don't think it does. And then this just like full screen Tree of Life doesn't look quite as nice as this, in my opinion. Doesn't this layout look so much better than this? Things have definitely changed over the past 6 years since then. Several old commands got the boot. The Great Command Purge. Hold on. And then in the Dark Matter battle. Hold on. So before phase 2 starts, let's see here. Right after that cutscene with the Don't Give Up, we're up to exclamation point damage and exclamation point boat. Wait, what was exclamation point boat? Yeah, that's the way that that's supposed to look like. I don't know why it wasn't for me. Custom textures just kind of screwed with that. But that's the way it's supposed to look. So there absolutely are lots of things in this game that are super charming and awesome looking. But we just got like some little bits of lines here and there for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. There's a clip of Phil Swift sawing a boat in half. That sounds like something that I would have had on the channel like forever ago. Hey, look! Look, it's you, Lancer. Whoa, if I hide this. Subway Footlong 36. The birds are fucked, though. I guess about, like, everyone being turned to stone, where most of them are on the ground, but some are in the air. There, the birds, so the birds are fucked. They have exclamation point Kraid? I guess not. I don't even remember what exclamation point Kraid did. But yeah, I'm turning this down a smidge. Didn't we hear this already earlier? I swear, YouTube Shuffle is a sham. It is not shuffling, it disabled my shuffle. Here's one of my favorite remixes. This is done by Pikabata, and this is actually a medley of PMD2 and Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, so Explorers and Super, which I think is awesome. So yeah, there are some really cool, charming things, but yeah, the pixel art is a lot nicer in the first and second game. And then, yeah, the pop-up book style of Rescue Team DX is really cool and really charming. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about the art style, I think. Oh, I like the icons and stuff for the different things. Now, do I have Rescue Team on the mind? Was there different, like, full icons for all the different items? Was that introduced by Rescue Team DX, or was that this game? There's only, like, the little icons there, and I think I have Rescue Team DX on the mind now. Because I suddenly thought about that and, like, all the drawn arts and stuff, and I'm getting my games mixed up here, so just ignore that. And then, yeah, you can always see the Tree of Life in the background that we couldn't quite hear. Back in the day when K. Rool was announced for Smash, you took a weird-looking shot and joked that it was Kraid. Oh, yeah. That sounds faintly familiar here. My goodness. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say for the art style, then. The gameplay. My goodness gracious. It is by far the hardest Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. Apparently, other Mystery Dungeon games, like non-Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, are decently harder, and apparently Pokemon is a decent bit easier by comparison. Which I find kind of shocking, considering room-hitting moves that just wreck you, and so many other things, like the random traps that'll just completely screw you, has happened a lot more in Explorers than this game. The amount to which I got screwed over by traps in that was ludicrous. The fact that Dark Matter here will just one-shot you constantly, and if you don't have Reviver Seeds pouring out of your pockets, you're just basically fucked here, is insane. So this game really, really ramped up the difficulty. And the first time that I played this game, I basically just needed to use wand spam if I didn't want to. And yeah, I filled my inventory there too. How did I get so many reviver seeds? Not even tiny reviver seeds in that playthrough. How the hell did I get so many? What kind of cheats was I using? This is too quiet now. This is a quieter remix, so I'm turning that up because it's really good. Was I cheating, man? Wait, I had a tract on deck here too? Wait, what? And I never used it? I had a tract on my hero. I took off faint and I put on a tract. Did I ever use it on the final boss there? There's 2 uses there. Did I use it on Dark Matter and forget that I did? Because I would have started with like full PP at the beginning of the battle, right? So here I was being so stunned of like, hey, a tract's a thing that you can use on Dark Matter? That's crazy. And I might have already done it 6 years ago and I forgot about it? Anyway, what the heck was I just saying? The gameplay. The first time I played this game, I basically felt like I needed to use wand spam to be able to. I was using the pounce wand there too. I basically had to use wand spam without spamming reviver seeds. It was either spam reviver seeds or spam wands, and wands are a whole lot easier to get a whole bunch of. I would rather use a single usage of a wand than a use of a reviver seed. So for the sake of conserving my reviver seeds, I was using the slumber wand and the petrify wand and a little bit of the stay away wand. Like, so much. I did go for it. Okay. Anyway. Now that, like, I don't know if it was me just being a whole lot better at this game now, or I was getting a whole lot better RNG, or maybe just, like, a combination of both, but I didn't really feel the need to do that as much this time. But regardless, there were definitely still a decent few situations where it was like, huh, this is meant to be a game accessible for all ages. How? When some of the dungeons are as brutal as they are. And again, the whole situation where in the final phase of Dark Matter, if you don't have all these reviver seeds, you are so screwed. And excuse me, why is the chat talking about Dark Matter's nut? Wait, is that what's going on? Is that what's going on there? I agree. They're slight absolutes. Now there's like this chat 6 years ago and the chat now that are becoming one, being blended together here. So, yeah, I do like the inclusion of the wands, and especially considering I needed to really rely on them. But I do think that they're pretty cool. They are really OP, but I did need to use them a whole lot. The whole system with looplets and emeralds are kind of interesting, where Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is already very much of like a, do I want to say a roguelike, kinda? Like, it's randomly generated each time, you never know what you're gonna get, like, in terms of items and the dungeon layouts. So I guess the developers of this game wanted to play into that even further with the looplets and emeralds, where you don't know what emeralds you're gonna get along the run. Some are okay, some are pretty decent, and some are just completely busted, like Barrage. Some emeralds are like the most busted things ever. But if you want to get those, you just kind of have to cross your fingers that you get those. It's really hype when you do get one. And I, at least in this playthrough, never felt like I need one of the super duper busted ones to get through, because I was able to figure it out. But yeah, it is an interesting system. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, but I do think that's kind of cool. And yeah, it does very much play into the whole thing with it's random each time. Try to make the best of whatever the game gives you and stuff. You saw yourself referencing a stupid video in the chat where someone took Dark Matter's sound effects and replaced it with Keemstar voice clips. So it can be attracted? Yes, as I've found out, like, from this playthrough. And I guess 6 years ago I found out too, and I forgot that I found out. Yeah, last time I caught a stream was when I told you about it. Yeah, I did get it this time. For whatever reason, I couldn't use the attract TM on... I'm now realizing why I probably couldn't use the attract TM on the evolved forms. It's not that the evolved forms couldn't learn it. It's probably that the developers didn't want you learning any TM moves that the evolved forms can learn and the pre-evolved forms can't learn, and then you go back to the unevolved forms and then you have these moves that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. That's gotta be why. Because I was so confused when I saw that I suddenly couldn't learn attract when I was like, oh yeah, let's just pop this TM when when I'm at Tree of Life Roots or something like that, and then I couldn't pop it, and I was very confuzzled. But that makes a whole lot of sense. But why wouldn't it just let me pop TMs that the pre-evolved forms can learn? Like, just have the characters still have access to learning TMs that they can learn at their unevolved forms. Just do that. That's what should have been done, rather than this, where it's like, you just can't learn TMs while you're evolved, which I assume is for the reason of not wanting you to learn illegal moves. That's what makes the most sense there, but just have the moves that you can learn by TM be the exact same, not change to the evolved form version. But, I mean, what do I know? You can seduce the physical embodiment of all negative emotion through sheer W-Riz. Sure can there. Yeah, so... Is there anything else I really want to mention about gameplay? I do like the whole different continents thing, and when it comes to the different missions that you get, I do like how there's a finite amount of them, in the sense that it feels like you're making progress, because there's only so many in the game, and every time that you clear a mission, you're going to be getting new connections in the connection orb, as you slowly fill this out. And you see on the title screen here at all times, what your progress on that is, like 93 out of 720. So, you're constantly making progress, as opposed to the earlier games. We're just gonna get a bunch of Dark Matter remixes here, where you could just, in theory, go forever, which, in one sense, infinite content, but infinite content, so what's the point? Whoa, thanks for the 1 bit 6 years ago, Puppy Ocam. Because if there's infinite, what's the point? Like, you're not really making progress towards anything, unless your Expedition rank or Explorer rank or whatever it is hasn't been maxed out yet. But once that's been done, it's like, what's the point? But that's also why the post-game of this game is so extensive and takes like 3,000 years. Because you can go recruit every Pokemon, and 720, there isn't even that many Pokemon in up to Generation 6. It's because there's also like additional forms and stuff that contribute towards that. So there's a lot of Pokemon. There's a lot there and a lot of missions that you can do. Turn this down a little bit. So there's a lot of content there. I do like the feeling of progression by completing these. Man, is it a lot. I'm never gonna 100% Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. There's just too much. I don't think I've ever 100%ed a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game at all. I think I came close once in Blue Rescue Team many years ago on Emulator on my phone. But I don't think it was like a true 100% in terms of like recruiting one of each Pokemon. But yeah, let's see here. Fuck you, Bullet Ant. Dark Matter is the most powerful bug sting. What the fuck are you talking about me? Wait, was that one of the comments there? Also, okay, one thing that I should also say here really quickly, like, the amount of people that have stuck around on the channel for like that many years is not very many. Lancer, I think it's you, Carvia, Anima. Is there anyone else that's been around that long? It might not be. So like, genuinely big thanks for being around like this long, because holy crap, that is one heck of a long time. I'll only do the epilogue is what I'll do in this, because I do not have the time with my game schedule to be going around doing post-game. With how long the post-game is and what my game schedule is looking like, how many things I still have in progress that I need to finish off before more things come out. I still have to do like other games before the release of other games. And we're starting Pokemon X and Y for a 24-hour charity stream next week before Legends EA comes out. I can't. I'm not doing any post-game. Screw that. But I will do that blog. I will not be like myself 6 years ago where I just didn't do that. Why is Puppy Ocam saying splat time? Why did you have to get an ad during the heartwarming speech about people sticking around? Get wrecked there. My goodness gracious. Here. You wanna... Oh god, how do I do this? Can I just do it from my stream manager? Is this a thing that I can do? I can from the stream manager. Oh, did they change the prices on things? Oh, whatever, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. Boopity bop. Gifted sub. It's been a while since I've gifted a sub. There. No more ads. And that's also like appreciation for, you've been here for friggin' 6 years. Like, you're someone that was here in the finale of Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon 6 years later, and was here in the finale of Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon 6 years ago. So, like, thanks so much for that, because that is one heck of a long time to be sticking around. Yeah, I think it's you, Anima Carvia. And I don't know who else. Alright, this Tree of Life roots arrangement is really quiet, so I'm turning it up. There was Palmanon that stuck around for many years, but I haven't seen Palmanon in a long time, so... might not be around anymore. I don't know if there's anyone else that's, like, stuck around there. Here for PMD Explorers, the first playthrough? Yeah, you were here for that, too. Were you here for the, I think you were here at the end of Blue Rescue Team forever ago, right? I think it was the tail end of it. I don't remember. It's been a hot while. It's been 6+ years ago. So it's been a hot second. All right, now it's gone up a little bit, the volume. But it do be some pretty good music, let's face it. No, you joined Mid Explorers. Okay, I'm getting confused with that. In that case, I'm getting confused with that. Man, all these names that I haven't seen in so long appearing on the screen there. Elysium, you're saying? Okay, so that's all the, I think that's all the gameplay things that I wanted to mention. Like, I'm sure if I really, really think about it. Does that look more golden without the custom textures? Did my custom textures screw with how it looks here, too? It looks a little bit different. Maybe. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Like, I'm sure if I really, really took the time to delve into everything here, I could surface up more things to talk about for all these different things. But the music, I think that's the last major thing here. So, my goodness, the music of this game. I do think that it is my favorite Pokemon Mystery Dungeon soundtrack. Here. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon OST. It's so good. I mean, I probably don't need to play all that much. We just went through a whole playthrough and really showed how amazing the soundtrack of this was. But, also, maybe I should go off of this layout. I can close Citra now. And here, let's move to this layout so that chat's at, like, a better, more easily readable place. How about... In fact, I think you remember, alright, telling you during Alright, telling you during Explorers, you were browsing the PMD Explorers category and found your channel as it was the only one live at the time. And now here you are 6 years later. I was gonna make, like, some joke that would, like, make a jab at me, but, like, I couldn't think of a way that would make sense with that, and then I just stumbled and I was silent for a hot second. So, hold on. Like, the first major dungeon theme, I guess you could say that this is technically the second, but I like to think of it as, like, the first major dungeon theme. Unmute. All the dungeon themes in this game just go so hard. Like, this is easily one of my favorite soundtracks, just in general. It's so good. And I don't know why there isn't more remixes of Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Well, I guess I do know. It's because, like, a lot of people just play off this game and don't actually give it a chance. Whereas everyone loves Explorers. So you'll find, like, a bazillion remixes out there of the Explorers soundtrack. But not quite as many of the, of Super Mystery Dungeon. Or Foreboding Forest here, where it's like, here's a spooky forest, but it also has an aspect of sadness to it later, I feel like. It's just so good. Oh, and let's see here. I guess that's the same as in Gates in that case. The Partners theme, which is the main leitmotif that they use throughout the soundtrack. Like, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon loves its leitmotifs, where they'll use the same tune in lots of completely different contexts to give the feeling, to evoke the feeling that, hey, this is the same adventure that we've been on, or this is familiar in this way to this situation that we were in before, but now it's different in some way. So, there's that. The Partners theme that we continue to hear throughout the game. Partners theme music box, which obviously same thing, but music box version. But then if we go to Dark Matter, which would be... We can fly. Is the Partners theme present in the Tree of Life theme? I know that the Tree of Life has a leitmotif that's used throughout stuff. Don't give up second Dark Matter battle. That's the real slapper. So yeah, here's this version of the theme where it's like super calm, relaxing. It's a very nice theme. But then when we get to the second Dark Matter battle, the second Dark Matter battle is literally this same music, but turned into an epic battle theme. It's so cool. So if we go to this, and then get past the intro, I don't know what that sound is supposed to be, but skip in a little bit. So now it's fast. So I was about to make a comment and I forgot what it was, so yeah, what was like the super slow paced, just relaxing, is now fast paced, in your face, the exact same theme, but now with a completely different feel to it. It's so cool. Dark matter is gone, Crab Rave. It's so good. Now let's see here. Are there any other ones that I really want to draw attention to? Like, I love the use of leitmotifs and Pokémon Machudons and soundtracks, and this is no exception. It is so good. And this Foreboding Forest. There's so much of this soundtrack that's so good. But are there any that are so good that I want to draw attention to it again? Where's Fire Island Volcano? Revelation Mountain's pretty good. And there's a couple different versions for some reason. In-game version, game rip version. You're gonna shout out Fire Island Volcano and Reverse Mountain as per usual. Oh yeah, those are some real slappers right there. Maybe Explorers is just old enough where people who grew up with it are probably graduated / in university are more likely to make remixes of nostalgic games than people who grew up on Super. Maybe. Maybe it's an age range kind of thing. Could well be. But yeah, Revelation Mountain is really good. I love like the feelings of there's something mysterious up this mountain. Like this is a very mystical, strange kind of place that we are slowly trekking up. The game rip version. Okay, they sound pretty much the same. Okay. Don't know what be going on there. Time to set out is pretty good. Don't know why it doesn't show all of these haven't been clicked before, because I've definitely listened through all of these before. The different continents are really cool. Echoes of the Mystical Forest is pretty nice. Give it like 3 to 5 years, I'll probably see a whole lot more Super remixes. Maybe. Super also does have that extreme difficulty. If you grew up with Super, you never would have finished it. Yeah, that's fair. It is pretty hard. Now there's Fire Island Volcano. You love me some Echoes of the Mystical Forest. What are these things I'm getting recommended? Thanks, YouTube Shorts. Harrison Ford watches Mark Hamill impersonate him. I've heard that name. I don't even know who Mark Hamill is, I'm sorry to say. I know who Harrison Ford is. But, as a kid, you thought Explorers was hard? Kid, you wouldn't have been able to fathom Super. Yeah, same. Hold on, Fire Island Volcano. There's so much build up to this theme. It takes like 3 business days to build up. So skip ahead. Like over 30 seconds in, but then when it takes off, it's just so good. It's Luke Skywalker and also Joker. Oh, okay, I gotcha. In that case, I do know who that is. I just didn't know like the name of the actor. I gotcha. But yeah, this is one that this is a video that I actually watched recently that YouTube has recommended to me. It was really good. Quite enjoyed it. Yeah, it's so good. Specifically the animated Joker. Okay. That one I'm not familiar with, but yeah, Luke Skywalker, I definitely know. I only played Explorers when you were like 4. I could barely read, so you couldn't comprehend the menuing and ended up losing the cartridge at Mount Bristle. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of menuing involved in Pokémon Mystery Dungeon games. No doubt about that. Hold on. Let's see here. Show Mountain's pretty good too. I believe. All the mountains. So good. Didn't realize you missed out on Peak till like 2020. Yeah, they really are peak. You know, a while back I gave my cousin's older kid one of my custom firmware 3DSs, my original 3DS, so I keep my new 3DS for myself. And like just jam-packed with games, and I was like, because he wanted to try out some of the older Pokemon games. And I was like, you want to play a really, really good game, play Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky, this one here. And I think he tried playing it, and he told me that he couldn't get into it. And I was like, man, it's so good, though. Within the Sadness is really good, too. Like, the game really knows how to pull off its sad themes when it wants. And, like, reflective kind of themes. Does a very good job of that. You can see that Reverse Mountain was recently clicked. Yeah, reverse mountain is really good, especially during the part where it goes hard. Like, I do very much love the tone that it sets, but the part where it's a bop is like this very specific section, I feel like. Yeah, so there's the intro. And then all these different feelings that it goes through. And it's pretty cool. But once we get to the really awesome part, where it does a whole bunch of build up here. I think your 4-year-old brain was spoiled on the colorful menus in Platinum because you were able to navigate pretty well back then. And yeah, games like Pokemon Platinum, it's like really easy to figure out what you're supposed to do. Where it's like, here's your top screen where there's the Pokemon and their health, and then the bottom screen is like the big buttons for fight, run, bag, stuff like that. That makes it really, really clear for even a young audience. Whereas Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is like, open your menu, here's a list of all these just text. I think it was only in the 3DS games that they start putting the icons next to them, right? Where it's like, here's just text everywhere. Choose things. You can click them and then click info and then get more text, and like it'll be very overwhelming for a young kid. Like, it has gotten better and better with the icons in the later games, but it's so good. But yeah, it is very menuing heavy game and not quite as user friendly for that menuing. Like, it's the kind of game that does go in with an expectation that this is someone that is probably familiar with menuing, more advanced menuing than standard Pokemon in this game. Also, this game's only 27 seconds long, but it's good. When the legendary trio is knocking you into the door of hope. Is so good. Yeah, and then all these thingamabobs from earlier this stream. The Tree of Life roots. I think Pokemon UI accessibility peaked in the 3DS era, to be honest. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, the whole top and bottom screens, so good that you don't really get when you're playing on a single screen home console. Like, the DS and 3DS were such cool concepts with the dual screens. So awesome. The stream you watch whose gimmick is that viewers decide the games he plays with channel points. Man, that was me very briefly many, many years ago. You made me play Bravely Default, and it took me like half a year. And you made him play Explorers. Even though he'd occasionally get annoyed at the dialogue, he gave it a ranking of surprising full chub, which is a way of saying that it was really good, but not perfect. Yeah, definitely not perfect, but yeah, it was really good. That's pretty neat. Yeah, so good. And then, of course, the second Dark Matter battle that I already played earlier. And Don't Give Up. Don't Give Up is really, really good, too. The theme that plays as everyone is saying, don't give up. And you march forward and keep on bashing Dark Matter despite how weak you might be. Don't give up. And it perfectly sets the tone for that situation. Should make him play Super and watch him rage quit. Yeah, it's like, I didn't struggle with this playthrough too much, because again, this is at least my 4th time, if not more, playing through Super. So I was like, I'm used to this game's bullshit by now. And I also just think I got really good RNG this time around. Like, I was genuinely surprised by how much I was breezing through some sections and not needing to rely as much on wands as I thought. I mean, I say really good RNG as I needed to reset the game several times during this stream due to bad RNG in early floors where I would die in floor 1 or 2. So it's not like it was perfect, but I feel like my RNG was better than usual. I was very surprised. Yeah, over there we call it cooping it. What, rage quitting? But yeah, this game is definitely not for the faint of heart, unless you're just like familiar with that type of game, or get good RNG, I guess. Which I guess that was probably a combination of things for me this time. Maybe. I don't know. Oh yeah, in case anyone wants to see what I've been typing into this whole time, this is the thing that I use for the things, and then I click update. And it's meant to be used for like Smash Bros scoreboards, or just scoreboards for any tournament game, is what this is meant to be. That's what that that's what that is. That's what I've been typing in on. That's why it still says round 1 here. It's not like my Super Mystery Dungeon layout uses this text file where this saves to, so I just leave it at round 1. It's like the standard thing. But yeah, this theme that plays as you're bashing Dark Matter when it seems like you've lost all your power. It's so good. It's so good. My Tree of Life revived. Rejoice, the world is saved. Heading home to Serene Village. Welcome home and thanks is pretty good. Mix. What's the difference with the mix? There's a guy over there named Coop, and Coop never finished his games ever, to the point where Coopy became our term for giving up. Oh, jeez. Man, one day you want to be good enough to make soundtracks as cool as diverse as PSMD. Right? Like, that's a goal to strive for. For? My God. So good. And then once again, you know, usually during my review at the end of a game, I just kind of talk about the different aspects, like I talk about the soundtrack here. We're just kind of going rapid fire through snippets of all these to get the point across of how good the soundtrack really is. There's a bit of Celtic duty flutes in Super's music. Makes you think of Fairy Tail a bit. An anime that I've never seen before. Should I? I already know what the answer to that question is going to be, isn't it? Yeah, another amazing theme there. Gotta find a way to recreate that. Yeah, there's something really, really special about the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon OSTs. That's a massive compliment because Fairy Tail's music is phenomenal. Maybe I'll have to check out the OST here at some point. What do people say about this, huh? You can't believe this with this villain plot twist. Even the player's dialogue can't believe this either. That's not how it's supposed to end. Oh, why? Where did I read villain from? Yeah, it is a good twist. Yeah. Those who guys, the Explorers of Sky sound font, using that. It is a pretty good sound font. Stupid game got me way too attached to a Trico and a human and a Charmander. And of course the credits theme, that's so good. Like, it does the build up until staff credits. Like, I like the build up while it's still showing just the tree on the hill, and you're like, wait, what is it leading to? And it comes in full force and like staff credits, and you're like, whoa, that was the game. Damn, what a game that was. And then it does the staff credits and it comes in hard. It's so good. Fairy Tail is a garbage show with questionable writing, but fun characters and amazing music. Okay. Yeah, it's so good here. So, yeah. Nobody's rating me with a party of one. I was just about to wrap up my stream because we just beat the game and I was just giving a review of it at the end. So we were just kind of going through the soundtrack because the soundtrack of this game is amazing. But that's pretty much it. The show is over. Sorry you're alone. No worries. I appreciate you stopping by. What were you just streaming? What was on the stream agenda for today? Yeah, we just beat Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, and now we're just like big chilling here at the end. I do have to get to bed here pretty soon because I have to be up early tomorrow to get my neighbor's help to help fix up my truck because my truck is Tears of the Kingdom nice. So playing some Legend of Zelda nuts and bolts there in preparation for the Legend of Zelda IKEA coming out later this year, presumably. Anyway, my truck is leaking a bit of gas, bit of oil, and now coolant as well. It's basically leaking everything but brake fluid now. Is what it seems like. And my neighbor across the street, who's a mechanic, is willing to help me work at this a little bit. And he's brought his service truck home for the weekend to have access to all his tools and stuff. And so he has time tomorrow morning. So this cannot be one of those nights that I just stay up like streaming all night. As much as I would like it to be and switch to streaming something else. I do not have the time for that. I gotta get to bed at a reasonable hour, get up early, go hopefully make some progress towards fixing up my truck with him, which is really kind of him to be doing that with me. And then I'm going to try and go to a doggy adoption event later on in the day, which is around like early afternoon. So hopefully we get stuff with my truck sorted out in a timely manner because I do kind of want to go to this doggy adoption event and kind of see what doggies are out there who needs homes. I know there's a lot of doggies out there that need homes and try and get some ideas and so on and so forth and just meet some really cute puppers and stuff. It's kind of for a sentimental reason. Okay. Well, I do hope that this stream went like really well in that case. I hope that it was a feel-good experience. That's not the best way to phrase that after someone says it was for a sentimental reason, but you know what I mean. Like, it was something that felt good to play. But yeah, well, if it's anyways, gonna head out. My opinion of this playthrough, fucking rad. Awesome to hear. The playthrough isn't done yet. Again, there is epilogue, and I'll do that sometime. Like, because of my game schedule, how crazy it is, I could just take a break from this game for a little bit, catch up on some of my other things, and then just come and do the epilogue is like when I have a little bit more time in my schedule or something. Isn't that what I said 6 years ago, though? I'm not gonna put it off to the point that we never do the epilogue. I'm definitely doing it. And it'll be done in the next couple months here at the latest. probably. Like, it'll only take me one stream. The epilogue isn't that long, if memory serves. So, it's not that big a deal. I'll get it done. It's not like something like this where it's like, I'll come back to it and it's gonna take me, like, 20 more streams. It's like, no, I'll do that in one more stream. So, it's not a big deal. I'll do it sometime. I don't know when. I'm gonna catch up on some of my other playthroughs for a little bit. Like, we did reach the end of the story, so, like, the main important thing is done. But we are coming back, we are gonna do the epilogue. Soon-ish. Not 6 years later. Imagine, I just never do the epilogue, and then 6 years from now, I play all the way through Super Mystery Dungeon again. And so the cycle continues. I never played Tears of the Kingdom. There was a good friend you had who was super stoked to play Tears of the Kingdom, but she passed away because of the big C. So you want to set out to beat Tears in her honor. Well, that's awesome. She loved Breath of the Wild, but never got to play Tears before it came out. I'm sorry to hear that she passed away there. Yeah, that stupid virus did a lot to a lot of people there, didn't it? I do genuinely hope that you've been enjoying Tears of the Kingdom. It is a pretty cool game, and I'm sure that would make your friend there pretty happy. That's awesome. And yeah, there's a bit of the partners theme again. It's so good. No, not COVID. Oh. Well, yeah. That big C, I gotcha. I've lost family members to that, yeah. Yeah, I gotcha. Sorry. But still, either way. Either way there. And yeah, that's something that I can relate to, knowing people that I've lost from. So, yeah, that's not a great thing to... I don't know how to words. Just pretend that I said something there that made sense at the end of the sentence there without sounding insensitive, because my brain tries to... I try to rack my mind for how do I phrase this, and then I stumble on my words, but you know what I'm trying to say. I would presume here. You get it. But yeah, that's Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. We did the thing. The thing has been done. And yeah, that's fair. Like, I would probably feel that kind of way too. We did the thing. It has been done. Boop-a-bop. So, yeah, when next we play this, it'll be for the epilogue content that I didn't do before. Oh yeah, you're muted in the volume mixer. Boop. So we will be back to this at some point here. I don't know what this is gonna say then. Will it just say epilogue, and does the epilogue have a name? I don't remember. I'll find out before next time and have the layout set up ahead of time, probably. So, yeah, that was Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. When next we continue with Pokemon Generation 6 on this channel, though, it will be with Pokemon X and Y next week for next weekend for the 24-hour charity stream 10, where we're going to be fundraising for Larch, which is a not-for-profit that helps those with developmental disabilities, which I usually do a fundraiser for every May, but I've been so busy that I didn't really get the chance to. So it's end of June instead. We're playing Pokemon X for the 24-hour charity stream 10. So we are having more Generation 6 Pokemon adventures around here very soon. So we'll do that, and then come back and finish off Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Maybe sometime after that, because it's all under the umbrella of Pokemon Generation 6. I don't need two things actively going at the same time under that umbrella, right? I don't know. So we're going to continue with Generation 6 Pokemon next weekend for a charity event, and we'll finish off this epilogue when we get the chance to. Finish off the epilogue, start and finish the epilogue. That's the plan there. But, yeah. And no worries there. I do hope that this stream went awesome. But, yeah, I'm going to be calling my own. Sorry that you're raid, like, right as I'm ending my stream as well. But yeah, I gotta get to bed, get some decent rest to be able to get up decently early tomorrow, immediately start working away at my truck in the morning, and then head out to a Dogi adoption event and see what's going on out there. So I appreciate everybody who tuned in to my second Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon playthrough. And yeah, until next time, take care and see ya. Goodbye.